From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, January 2nd, 2019. Silver is trading at $15.43 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,285 per ounce. Smart cash is trading at 1.43 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $3,850. Antiwar.com reports President Trump's decision to slow the withdrawal of U.S. troops from Syria after initial reports that he planned for a rapid withdrawal are raising a lot of questions. These center heavily on how this apparently unilateral slowing of the pullout is reconciled with previous promises to closely coordinate with Turkey. The decision to withdraw, after all, came by all indications at the behest of the Turkish government, and at least in part as a way for the U.S. to avoid getting mixed up in an imminent Turkish war against Kurdish YPG, with whom they are embedded. But after the U.S. pullout went from a reported 30 days to around 4 months, people are asking if that means Turkey's timetable has slowed for attacking Manbij. If not, Manbij could be attacked by Turkey with U.S. forces inside the city and the Syrian army present to try to keep the invading Turks away. This results from the Kurds quickly allying with Syria's government after the pullout was announced. That could be even messier than the initial invasion envisioned. Even if the U.S. moves out of Manbij and other early targets for Turkey, the Syrian government's involvement in the defense of Kurdish territory means that the U.S. will risk the appearance that they are handing over the defense of the region to Syria. In reality, the U.S. has been comfortable with the Kurdish territory falling to Turkey and wanted to facilitate that with the pullout. Slowing that down and not even putting a definitive date on it beyond about 4 months greatly confuses the U.S. position. The U.S. is moving away from its alliance with the YPG, and keeping an estimated 2,000 troops embedded in YPG territory will be terribly awkward, particularly as the YPG continues to court new allies who aren't necessarily on good terms with the United States. Trump may have found slowing the process necessary in the face of angry opposition to the pullout from massive numbers of congressional hawks, yet it is forcing everyone to scramble to change plans to fit the still nebulous U.S. schedule, and the future of the U.S.-Turkey coordination is completely up in the air. Smart Cash is a peer-to-peer digital currency that is fast, secure, and easy to use. Smart Cash also features smart rewards, a price stabilization mechanism, and a way to encourage long-term holding. Long-term holders are key to the project's success. You can earn smart rewards on any address for which you hold the private keys, which holds at least 1,000 smart for 1 month and does not make any outgoing transactions during that time. Smart rewards are distributed every 47,500 blocks to all eligible addresses. Learn more at smartcash.cc. Reuters reports a retired U.S. Marine detained by Russia on spying charges was visiting Moscow for a wedding and is innocent, according to his family on Tuesday. Paul Whelan had been staying with a wedding party for a fellow Marine at the Metropole Hotel in Moscow, according to his brother David Whelan, who learned of the arrest on Monday. Whelan's family said in a statement released on Twitter on Tuesday, "His innocence is undoubted, and we trust that his right will be respected." Russia's FSB State Security Service said the American had been detained on Friday, but it gave no details of the nature of his alleged espionage activities. Under Russian law, espionage can carry a prison sentence of between 10 to 20 years. A U.S. State Department representative said Russia had notified it that a U.S. citizen had been detained, and it expected Moscow to provide consular access to see him. Without providing details of the identity of the American or the reasons behind the detention, the representative said Russia's obligations under the Vienna Convention require them to provide consular access. We have requested this access and expect Russian authorities to provide it. David Whelan declined to comment on his brother's work status at the time of his arrest and whether his brother lived in Novi, Michigan, as address records indicate. Borg Warner, a Michigan-based automotive parts supplier, said Whelan is the company's director of global security. He is responsible for overseeing security at our facilities in Auburn Hills, Michigan, and at other company locations around the world. Daniel Hoffman, a former CIA Moscow station chief, said it is possible, even likely, that Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered Whelan's arrest to set up an exchange for Maria Butina, the Russian citizen who pled guilty on December 13th to acting as an agent tasked with influencing U.S. conservative groups. In 2115 New England, there are no borders, no states, and no regulations, yet never has a more peaceful and prosperous place existed. Faced with the prospect of waning power, Mr. Drake intends to replace the anarchy of New England with a government. Anarchy in New England by Joe Jarvis is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. This has been FPP Radio News, online at FPPRadio.com.